As we're just under 30 games into this NBA season, the Philadelphia 76ers stand on the top of the Eastern Conference at 18-9. Joel Embiid may look like may be the favorite to win his first league MVP right now. It's basically a two-headed race between Embiid and LeBron. But today I ask, have the 76ers proved that they should be the favorite or they can beat the Brooklyn Nets in the Eastern Conference and make the NBA Finals? And to those who think the 76ers have a chance to beat the Brooklyn Nets, that is laughable because it's not happening. The 76ers are not Eastern Conference contenders in terms of getting out of the East. It's not happening. The Brooklyn Nets are head and heels above the competition, as I said all year long, and I will state that right now. Embiid is giving you just under 30 points, close to 11 rebounds a game, and again, may win league MVP. He has been in his bag this year. I mean, no teams can stop him, whether it's inside, outside, shooting 38% from three-point range. He's created a little mid-range pull-up jumper. But the thing is, the Sixers just simply do not have enough. Tobias Harris on that awful contract, he's not worth that contract, and he's proved time and time again he's not a playoff performer. And their biggest liability is Embiid's sidekick in Ben Simmons. As long as Ben Simmons is the second best player on that team, I'm sorry, the 76ers are doing absolutely nothing. There is a reason we call the regular season, and the postseason. Yes, I understand that it is one collective season, but it's actually two different seasons and two different types of styles of basketball. If we look at the past few years, the number one seed has not gotten out of the Eastern Conference. The Bucks, I rave about them, why they were never title contenders. Every year people try to doubt me on that, and time again, I am right that they don't have a closer. Giannis can't close, etc., etc. And then when the Raptors in 2018, when they won 59 games, were the top defensive team in the league, I believe, or top offensive team in the league, I'm sorry. And again, they got absolutely annihilated in the second round of the playoffs. And 2017, the number one seed Boston Celtics got absolutely annihilated in the Eastern Conference Finals. I believe the 76ers are still in that same boat. Ben Simmons not being able to shoot is a huge liability. I understand he's a top 25 player. I understand he could guard five positions. One of the best facilitators in the league, could get to the cup at will. But in the postseason, it's a different type of style of basketball. It's more half-court offense. You can't push the pace. You can't really get to the rim in transition as well. You got to play half-court basketball, which the 76ers are not that type of team. Sure, Seth Curry is a great shooter, great pickup. Danny Green looks better than last year. He's getting his shot back in rhythm. But the thing is, where are you going to go late in games down the stretch to win you a ball game? I'm a big believer that you really need that closer and that guy you could trust and get the ball to and take you to the promised land and deliver and hit that big-time shot. I don't think the Sixers have that guy they can rely on time and time again to close out ball games. Sure, Embiid has proven he could shoot jumpers, but has he really proved he could really play with his back to the basket? Sure, he's proving that now because there's no one in the league who could really match up with him one-on-one, but I still don't believe he's a guy that you could just hand the ball to, especially in today's NBA. Hand the ball to a big man, create their own shot, and close out a game. We know Simmons can't do that, and of course he's a liability at the free throw line. Teams could back off Ben Simmons and try to double Embiid inside. Him not being able to shoot is a huge liability to that team. And as long as Ben Simmons is the second best player on that team, the 76ers have no chance to get out of the Eastern Conference. And with the Brooklyn Nets, as I said before, they have nothing to worry about. Sure, they look like right now they're the worst historically defensive team in NBA history. Guess what? I don't care. It does not matter. When Harden was acquired by the Nets, all this meant was they need time to figure this out and understand each person's role. That's how they're going to get better as the season goes on. And, of course, once the playoffs come, that's how they're going to be successful. That's how they're going to get at Eastern Conference. All three of those stars need to know their roles. And it's slowly coming together time and time again. As much as the Brooklyn Nets may struggle defensively, lose games they shouldn't, against teams over 500, they are 9-1 right now, which is the best record in the league. When it's primetime basketball, when it's going up against the best teams in the league, they're delivering because they have the alphas to do it. Kyrie Irving, as much as people like to criticize him, he has been in his bag. He is the most skilled player in the NBA. In terms of pound for pound, skill for skill, Kyrie Irving is the most skilled player in the league. The way he could create his own shot and create space is nothing I've ever seen before. The way he could finish in traffic, off the dribble, no matter how many defenders on him, shoot from three-point range, off the dribble, in traffic, stop on a dime from the mid-range, have a little post fadeaway bank. I mean, no matter what angle Kyrie shoots for, you know it's going in. He has been sensational. I don't know if there's a player in the NBA right now, late in a game, to get me a bucket in an ISO situation, to hand the ball over to and say, get me a bucket right now. I don't know if there's another player that I'd rather give the ball to over Kyrie Irving. Yes, I'd rather give the ball to Kyrie Irving over a Kevin Durant and a James Harden. And despite that, Kyrie's not the only option on that team. We know Durant could do it. We've seen Harden do it. Those are the three best ISO scorers in the NBA on one team. The Nets don't have competition in the Eastern Conference, if you're going to ask me. They really don't. You have too many options to go to. Harden is doing exactly what he needs to do on this team, leading the league in assists. His points per game dropped about 10 from last year, which is what I said right when they acquired him. His assists need to go up. His points per game needs to go down about 10 points per game, and he needs to play the point guard role, which is exactly what he's doing. Kyrie Irving is being used as a weapon, playing the shooting guard position. I love what the Brooklyn Nets are doing in terms of using their three stars. That's why they are just head and heels above their competition. Their defensive struggles, they will figure that out. Again, once the playoffs come, the playoffs is a different type of basketball. It's a slower game. Guys are going to try more on defense, and it's going to be more half-court basketball. So right then and there, those defensive woes will not be as bad as we've seen this regular season. So as I've been saying, be patient with the Brooklyn Nets. They will start rolling, and we are seeing it now. And once the big three continue to play together, they will just get better and better. The Sixers, sure, they may finish with the number one seed in the Eastern Conference. I'm taking the Bucks to get the number one seed in the East. But even if the Sixers do, I don't care because they are not beating the Brooklyn Nets. But with that being said, let me know in the comment section below. Do you think the Sixers should be the Eastern Conference favorites, or can they even compete with the Brooklyn Nets in a 7-game series in the Eastern Conference playoffs? Again, thank you for watching my content. And if you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube for more of my content.